Hello, good people. Yes, yeah, welcome to ASAM Forex. It is another time, and actually it is just a blessing day. Actually, the day that has got many blessings, and actually I have blessed with something, and actually I'm going to share it right now, because now most of people, they are facing difficulties working with the candlesticks. So actually what I'm going to share is the concept of why your candlestick patterns are not working. So that's the only concept now. Why your candlestick patterns are not working. Actually, you know about different types of candlesticks, and actually when you apply them in the market, you find that now market is moving in the other way. So why those candlesticks are not working, that is my today's concept. So we know maybe about the most powerful candlestick patterns, and I already shared a video about these major types of candlestick patterns, and actually they are the most powerful. When we say they are most powerful, they are the ones that are most likely to bring positive results in the market. But you'll find that you are working with the same types of candles and actually don't see positive results in your trade. So why your candlesticks are not working? So basically, first of all, you must have some awareness of what are the candlesticks and what they are standing for in the market, because actually most traders, they enter the market without having that clear understanding of exactly what is candle and what are the information carried by candles. So simply, candles, they are just the types of emotional visual representations of price movements of an asset. So actually we have got different assets in financial markets. So now always all assets, actually I can say all assets can be presented in form of candlesticks. So it's just one of the forms. So we have got many forms. So actually it carries various informations. Now it carries many informations, maybe I can say. So it has got many informations compared to other forms of price representations. We have got different forms of price representations. Now we have things like lines, we have things like the Hinkenash, and also we have got things like rainbow charts. So basically all of them, they carry informations, but the candlesticks, they carry a lot of informations, and actually they are easy to interpret. That's why they are the most common forms of price representation. So what is important if you want to work successfully with the candles? Now if you want to work successfully with the candles, you have to know the morphology of the candles. That's the first thing. Know the morphology. So you must start from the morphology, because the morphology indicates exactly what is happening in the market, and the meaning of almost everything in the market can be carried with just knowing the morphology of the candle. And always now having that ability to interpret the morphology, or to understand the morphology, always this will bring about the informations, and now it will bring informations about the psychology behind the formation. Now we have got something we call it as psychology behind the formation, because I already say that candlesticks, they are the type of emotional visual representation of price movement. So actually it is just an emotional thing. So it is just the emotion of the crowd. Now we know the crowd participates in the market, so actually their emotional influence in the market is visualized by using candles. So that's why we call them as emotional visual representations. So basically, if they are the emotional visual representations, so there is a psychology behind them. So first of all, before you are going to work with candles, you have to have you must have awareness with the psychology behind the formation of a particular candle. And now you can go beyond and learn the relationship between various formations. Now I mean, now when there is just sometimes you can make interpretation of more than one candle. When I'm talking about the psychology behind, now it's just a psychology behind a single candle. So sometimes you can interpret just a single candle, like those we have at the top. Then sometimes you can go beyond and interpret more than one candle, the relationship or psychology behind more than one candle. And also you can go even beyond and interpret the 3 candles now. So sometimes we can have the synthetic formations. So we have got the synthetic formations. So sometimes you may have those 2 candles, but you can make a synthetic interpretation to get a meaning that is carried from a single candle. So at least go to that extent. You have to learn up to that extent in order to be able at least to work positively with the candles. So now we have got various types of candles. I think we'll cover them on your course, but my target today, I want to show you exactly why your candlestick patterns are not working. So now we have got pin bars, we have got the engulfing candles, we have got the stars. So actually those are the different types of candles that exist in the market. But basically every candle has got now every type of candle has got a meaning behind or a psychology behind, and that psychology behind is the one that help us or that help to determine a probable direction of the price in the market. So if you know the meaning behind any kind of candlestick formation, now it's when you are going to trade profitably in the market. But actually meaning is there. Actually people, they learn meaning and they have meaning in their mind, but those candlesticks, they still don't work. So why candlesticks don't work? Actually you have to include the idea of area of formation. That is something that is missing almost in all of the courses that you have taken, because now there are those who have paid for Forex courses, and actually there are those who cover the free courses. So now from all the courses that you have passed through, I'm sure you have never had the idea of effect of effect of area or location where a particular candle is formed. So actually maybe I can take an example of pin bar. Now pin bars, we have got of various types, but basically we can have hammer and shooting star, for example. So hammer and shooting star, so those are they resemble each other, a hammer and a shooting star. And sometimes other people go beyond. We can have that we call the hanging man. Now it is something that is looking the same. So now for example, I can take consideration of the hammer. So let's say the first one here is just a hammer. I can call it as a hammer, but at the same time, now another person may interpret this as a hanging man. So you see, it is just a hammer and at the same time it's a hanging man. So what's the difference between a hammer and a hanging man? Why they are still looking the same now? All of them, they are looking the same. So what is the difference? So the difference comes from the area or the region where that particular candle is going to be formed. And actually knowing exactly the area where that particular candle is formed, including the psychology behind the candle, it is when you are going to trade profitably with your candles. So actually if you feel like candlestick patterns are not working, you have to include the idea of location where your candles are formed. So now for example, I'm going to work with the hammer things. So for example, you have got this. Now you have got this. Now this is a hammer. So other people call it, now this is a hammer. Other people call this as a hanging man. So now always they are, now in a simple way, these are a hammer. Now as a hammer, now maybe as a hammer. Now as a hammer, this is a bullish reversal. Now this is a bullish reversal. Bullish reversal. Now it is indicating now change in the trend of the market, now from bearish to bullish. Now the same thing, now we can have the same thing appearing in the same way. Now we can call this as hanging man. Now we can call this as hanging man. Hanging man. Now so hanging man is just a bearish reversal. Now this is bearish reversal. Bearish reversal. So now where's the difference between those two things now? Where's the difference between those two things? So always you have to add that thing, and actually go and watch my video on the powerful candlestick patterns. I explained this in my video, the powerful candlestick patterns. I explained this. So basically, for example, I need to work with a hammer, where I'm going to interpret a hammer thing. So actually I need, first of all, I need to see price moving in an uptrend. Now price is in a long-term uptrend. I need to see a long-term uptrend. So when I already recognized a long-term uptrend, what I'll be looking there is, now I will look for price to come at a support area. So it must create a short-term downtrend. So I need also to see a short-term, I need to see a short-term downtrend. I need to see a short-term downtrend. So after having a short-term downtrend, so in order to have that true hammer candlestick, I'm supposed to see it now somewhere there. I'm supposed to see it somewhere there. So now this will be a true hammer. So it must be formed there. So this will be indicating reversal of this short-term downtrend. Now any continuation, now it will be a continuation of a long-term uptrend. So now that is an exact or a true interpretation of a hammer. It must be. Now it must be formed. Now that is a principle. Now in order to be a hammer, it must be formed at a long-term uptrend at a support area. You see, at a support area of a short-term downtrend. I have a long-term uptrend at a support area of a short-term downtrend. Now this will be a true hammer. But if you are going to interpret at the other location, now if you are going to interpret a hammer at a location away from what I'm indicating here, it will no longer be a hammer. It will be just another thing. That's why we have got the same thing now being interpreted in a different way. We have got the concept of the hanging man. Now a hanging man, it's just another thing, a bearish reversal. So actually if you watch my video on what we call the powerful candlestick patterns, now you will see I interpreted all this now. I interpreted all these types of candlestick patterns, and I explained exactly a specific location where a particular candle must be formed in order to be valid. So actually that's very basic. So this was just my today's concept. So make sure that you like this video, and also if you have got any comment, you can write in the comment section, and also if you think it's very useful, you can just share it with someone whom you think this video is going to be helpful. So thank you for your time and have a good day.